I ain't gotta fabricate it, proof is in the pudding. Use that shit as motivation, I'ma keep it pushing. I ain't gotta live a lie, truth be told. I look in your eyes and I tell you despise. That shit overrated, outdated, played out. When I sense hatred, like you racing, I fade out. I gotta get it, whether you gon' rock and roll, I don't know. But either way, I'm fixing to break out. My life changing, like leaves change in the fall. I've been broken too, but you don't see me tripping at all. Cause what goes around comes around. Niggas hate why they up, cause they got the means to let you down. See the bigger picture. You ain't tripping on no dollar cause you richer, nigga. Fuck a hoe and face your problems cause you different, nigga. That's the game. I got my own car and created me a lane. Fuck you saying?
Greetings. Thank y'all for tapping in with Tiffany again. So this is going to be a video just for basic guidance on altar setup, acknowledging your ancestors through your altar, and everything like that. So definitely, if you have already, kind of been on my journey along with me and watched most of my videos before this one, as far as shadow work, meditation, connecting with spirit, who is spirit, some of the deities. If you haven't watched those videos, definitely go back and watch some of my previous videos. But if you have already watched those videos, definitely gratitude. But most definitely, I just want to acknowledge you taking that step to the unknown and towards connecting to your ancestors and just acknowledging your power and elevating yourself. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back for coming this far, and definitely get excited for just taking a step further to connecting with spirit more, and also stepping into your power more. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and go through a little setup of how to set up your altar, how to acknowledge deity, spirit, and some work that you can do at your altar as well. So as you can see, I pretty much set up just a small altar setup, kind of like a small replica of mine, because mine is much bigger. It definitely started off small like this, and when I did start, I didn't even know I was making an altar until someone I was connected to, who was already in their spiritual journey, seen a picture of mine that I sent to them personally so I could get guidance, and they was like, oh, you pretty much already got it going. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know what that was. So when that happened, I was definitely like, damn, like it was another confirmation just for my calling, my purpose, things like that. But I was just drawn to setting up my altar, and I was drawn to spirit because I felt the energy, I felt the connection, and I felt that it was something that I needed to do that I didn't remember doing possibly in the past, or my ancestors doing, or doing in another lifetime. But when I was doing it, as I was growing my altar, as I was even just making this little altar for y'all, it feels right. It feels natural. It don't feel like anything new to me. It don't feel like anything weird. So definitely disclaimer before you do watch any further into this video, definitely know that you have to go into your journey with no fear. You have to go into connecting with spirit with no fear, because fear will just attract negative energy. But also, even if you don't have any fear, and even if you are confident as far as connecting with spirit, you definitely need to know that it's important for you to acknowledge spirit, your ancestors, deities that's watching over you, spirits that's watching over you, because it just solidifies that bond. It just solidifies that protection that you have, and it just helps you with just strengthening that bond and keeping that bond solidified. But also just, with stepping into your power. So, definitely know that this isn't anything weird. This isn't anything out of the norm. It's something that we haven't been conditioned to do. We've been conditioned to do something that's really been keeping us at a low frequency. So, things like this are going to be new and weird to some people, but this is how we naturally connect to our ancestors, the ones that's really watching over us. So, definitely know that you can't go into your journey with any fear because there is nothing to fear. The ones that you are connecting with are the ones that's been watching over you your whole life and for many lifetimes before this lifetime. So, so pretty much the first things that I do want to talk about as far as setting up your altar, definitely set your altar up in an area that doesn't have a lot of traffic, an area that's like a sanctuary to you. But also, have you a nice sturdy foundation. This is just something for the moment. My actual altar is on like a desk or a table, but definitely like acknowledge your ancestors and like do it up for them the way that you would want somebody to do it up for you if you passed over. But like, and you really don't even got to do the most to acknowledge your ancestors, to make a connection, to set up your altar. You just gotta have pure intentions and genuine intentions, and you gotta know in your soul that you are connected to source. But pretty much you want to have a foundation, and before you do put anything on your altar, on that foundation, table, whatever it is, even if it's a shelf that you put your altar on, anywhere that you feel is safe and special to you for your ancestors and acknowledging spirit. But definitely cleanse your space. And I have Florida water right here, and I also have oil right here. But before I put these products on the foundation, before I put my cloth down, I, cleanse it with, if I got a disinfectant spray, anything like that, like cleanse the table normally how you would a kitchen table, a window, anything like that. Just clean the area, clean it thoroughly, and then you want to cleanse it with the Florida water. And then what I do is I have my own cinnamon oil, and it will be available soon, so keep that noted. But this is for attraction, abundance. This is my yes, my secret weapon right here. But I rub that on everything. I rub it on my figures right here. I rub it on my candles. Rub it on my crystals. So yeah. And then you want to get you a white cloth. White symbolizes just purity to me. So to me, that's a good solid color to put down for everything else that goes on top of it. But after you do that, you definitely do want to take your time in your journey. Like, definitely don't rush to just put things on your altar and to just have an altar. Like, before I had items like this on my altar, like I started off with candles, like crystals, and like it definitely didn't start like this. And this isn't even my altar, my personal altar. So definitely, like, don't rush yourself to have an altar like everybody else have, or to just envision, I don't know, like, you don't have to do the most to make a connection with spirit. Like, literally let it happen naturally, let it flow naturally. Literally go with the items that you are drawn to, go with the deities that you are drawn to, that you feel you're connecting to. Like right here, I have Lama Dama. She's a healer, and also a conjurer, but I feel connected to her. And Eshu, this is a baby Eshu statue right here, but it's so cute. Look at his little hat. But and then I also have my Eshu Elegua candle right here. But I also, on my actual altar, I have way more candles acknowledging way more deities and ancestors. But as you see here, I have little pieces of paper with I don't have space for candles for everyone. So, I do. When I started off in my journey, I started off by, okay, if I can't acknowledge everyone with something physically that I could put on my altar, then I will at least put their name on a piece of paper, rub it with my cinnamon oil so that I can attract their essence, their spirit, and put it on my altar. So that's what I do. And as you see on these little pieces of paper, I have I have Ori, and basically that's me acknowledging self, my own mind, my own power. I have Yosef, and that is Yehuda's father. He is a governor. And I have Hathor. She is a goddess. So, and I have a lot of these little pieces of paper on my actual altar, but that's basically just ways that I personally acknowledge my ancestors. So literally is no right way to do it. Literally you have to follow your soul and you have to let spirit guide you. But the main thing, like the only rule I feel like that it is that you do it with respect and you do it thoroughly. And you do it with all your heart into it. The way that you would want somebody to acknowledge you and to show love to you. But the other items that I have here, I have my crystals. And sometimes I feel like if I put my crystals on my altar, I feel like they will be cleansed. Like literally, whatever my intentions is, like I feel like my mind is powerful to the point to where I can make anything happen, and that's literally how we should think. So I put my crystals there sometimes, like when I feel like they need to charge or anything like that. But also, I have my altar. My actual altar is by my window, so I charge my crystals in the sun as well. Put them up on my windowsill, and they charge, or I take them outside and chill outside and charge them myself. But even after like I purchase items or something like that, like I cleanse them with my Florida water first, and then I put them on my altar before I put it a certain way anywhere in my home or on my altar. Just for extra protection and also just for cleansing. But not just, candles and things like that. But it is important for you to also, I feel like the water that I'm pointing at right here is basically like a harness for, like, it's supposed to harness energy, or just supposed to bring all the energy into balance that's around you, that's just circulating through your altar. Like, I don't even know exactly how to explain it, but not only is it just for like an offering for your ancestors, but I don't know, like I have it at the center of my altar, and I feel like it just symbolizes purity and just cleansing and just, flow from my altar. But it's important to have that, and you don't have to have like a little, glass like I do, or anything like that. You can literally choose any glass of choice, but I will say and recommend, a clear glass so that you can see, like, I don't know if y'all can see, but it's bubbles starting to form in the glass, and that basically, to me, that symbolizes the energy that's surrounding the area, surrounding the altar space. And that's cool to see, and that's also just, it's good to monitor your altar as well. Pay attention to the activity that's going on in your altar, because it definitely will be activity. But as far as offerings, ancestors, they love fresh fruit, they love fresh flowers. As you see here, I got like nuts and almonds and cashews and things like that, and peanuts, so I put that there sometimes for them. I have Oshun on my altar, and I put cinnamon down for her. Sometimes I spray perfume on her candle. I put tangerines on there for her. I have Shango as well. I have a likeness stone for him. I have beads with his colors for him. Yehuda, I have a jade crystal necklace for him. And an actual lion figurine to acknowledge him because he does come in the form of a lion. But of course, the ancestors come in many forms. When you go through your journey, when you strengthen your gifts, you will see for yourself. But it's just important that we acknowledge our ancestors physically. And I don't know, like a lot of people, they like to do the surface work, but I feel like it's important to go in depth to really make a connection, to do things the way our ancestors did, because that's just how you make a strong connection. But speaking from experience, that's how I made a strong connection. But as far as activity by your altar space, definitely pray by your altar if you want to. And literally, when I say pray, like, it's not like the way I do things as far as my beliefs is not in any shape or form similar to how I did things when I was a Christian and when I was just unaware of a lot of things. So really, how I meditate and I telepathically speak to my ancestors, like literally how I would speak out loud and vent to somebody. That's literally how I telepathically or out loud speak to my family that's watching over me spiritually. So, and we should feel that comfortable to do that because that's how they want us to feel. That's exactly how we should be communicating with them. So sometimes I will, I don't kneel at my altar as well. I used to, in the beginning of my journey, I did, and literally, like, I would always feel like they would be telling me, like, stand on your feet, like, get up, like, no, you don't kneel, no. So, and if I'm meditating by my altar, like, that's a different thing, sitting crisscross applesauce, like, that's different. But, like, no, they don't be wanting me to kneel or nothing like that. So I stand on my 2 feet, stand with my palms out, hands flat, so that I can receive energy, receive messages, and so that they can also feel my energy as well and connect with me and receive everything I'm feeling or thinking. So literally, like, don't be afraid to connect. Don't be afraid to open yourself up. Don't be afraid to do things differently than how you did or how you were conditioned to do things. Because honestly, the way we've been taught to make a connection with Source, it isn't correct. And we ain't been connecting to the correct source at all. So definitely know that this is something important. Basically, you just acknowledging your loved ones, but you also acknowledging deities and high council that you haven't been aware of this whole time. This is basically your step to elevating, your step to just being one with your higher self, one with spirit, one with the universe. But also another thing that I didn't say, I also have my family on my altar as well, obituaries, like certain items of theirs, or even certain things that your family likes, or certain deities, or spirits that you look up, that you acknowledge or look up to, that certain things that they like. Definitely put that on the altar as offering. And definitely, like, don't see it as you, like, I don't know, like, as it being payment or anything like that, because it isn't that. Like, you literally gonna feel the love eventually to the point to where you just gonna be like, you know what, I want to show some love. I want to put some fruit down for Oshun. I want to get Llama Dam or something. I want to get Papa a cigar today or something. Get him some, get him some Captain Morgan. So, because literally spirit comes through. Spirit always shows up and shows out. The same energy that we was putting into religious figures in the church, like, that's the same, like, it's the same energy that we should have with our ancestors, our loved ones, like, because we've been led astray, like, for so long. Like, even when I was first starting in my journey and I started with meditation, I wasn't aware of a lot of things how I am now. And eventually I got to a point in my journey to where I was meditating so much and I was, going within and changing, making changes, not just externally, but internally. But eventually I was like, I'm missing something. Like, I feel like something missing. I feel like I'm not doing something right. And that's when I was finally told to not just know that there is a source, but to look at myself as the creator that created me. And that's when the switch just turned on in my head and I was like, damn, I get it. I completely get it. We shouldn't be worshiping certain idols or anything like that. We should be acknowledging the ones that were here, that have been here with us for lifetimes. We don't remember. So we got to rise in frequency so that we can put the pieces of the puzzle back together. And so that we can make a connection. And that's why I go so hard with my videos and I go so hard with the things I channel and the messages I receive, because our ancestors, they want us to make a connection. They want us to know the truth. They want us to know that they here to protect us and that we powerful and we got them for guidance and, even for favors, just for love, compassion, just insight. Like, the list goes on. Like, I can't express enough love to spirit, because literally just, man, I'm just grateful. Gratitude, spirit, gratitude. But I definitely do hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I do hope that this was help to a lot of people. And I definitely do hope that y'all are confident in this step in y'all journey. Definitely be excited. Definitely, just, I don't know why spirit is telling me this exactly, but don't give a damn about what anybody got to say. And I feel like I need to say that for somebody specific that is on their journey and may be skeptical about a lot of things that their soul is drawing them to do. Your soul ain't gonna tell you to do anything wrong. Trust your discernment before anybody else's. So thank y'all. Gratitude. Have a good night.
I know that I'm the shit. I don't need your secondhand opinions. I see the hate on your face. You can't play chameleon.